Hi guys, so we're going to break up the hoop routine into different sections so that we can learn it and then we put it all together for the dance. So the first piece is the coin flip. So what you're going to do is you're going to twirl the hoop between your thumb, your index finger and your middle finger. And as you're twirling it, the hoop will move. Once you become comfortable with that, put the hoop out to the side, doing the same movement. Then you're going to start walking around the hoop while you twirl it. So it's just a very simple twirl. Keep your hand nice and fluid. And that's it. For the next move, this is called the pony hop. So what we're going to do is we're going to grasp the hoop in both hands. So you're going to put your right hand face down and your left hand palm up. And what you're going to do then is you're going to lift the hoop up in a semicircle and back down. So as if you're doing a half crescent moon. And when you put it down, you're going to swap knees. And when you go back up, you swap knees again. So swap and swap. So once again, that's putting your right hand palm facing down, your left hand palm facing up. And then you're going to put your knees out and then swap knees when you come up and swap knees when you come down. Swap knees when you come up, swap knees when you come down. And try and make this as big as possible, doing a big semicircle. Okay, that's that bit. Then you're going to get your hoop and you're going to bring it to the middle plane. And you're going to try and keep it nice and rigid. So your palm on the top of the hoop is going to be facing down towards the floor. And then on the bottom of the hoop, your palm is going to be facing upwards. So your palm on the top is facing towards the floor and on the bottom is going to come up and it's going to be facing towards the ceiling. And then you're going to turn the hoop 90 degrees. So if it's a clock, you're going to go from 12 and 6 to 12 and 6 and back again to 12 and 6 to 12 and 6. 12 and 6, 12 and 6, 12 and 6, 12 and 6. So it's like steering a wheel. Try and keep your hands as rigid as possible and keep the hoop within this center plane. So don't leave it drop down or leave it drop up. 12 and 6, 12 and 6. Now we're going to do the slide and swap. So your palm on the top is still going to be facing down towards the ground. And then the palm on the bottom is also going to face towards the ground. Now we're going to swap the hoop up this way. So to do that, it's like you're revving on a motorbike. So you're going to rev with your bottom hand and you're going to drop with your top hand. So you're going to rev and drop and your hand's going to meet here and clasp. So rev and drop. Now again, try and keep it in the center plane. So practice in front of a mirror and try and make sure that you're not dropping it down here or going up here. So when you're going, swap, swap, bottom hand is on the bottom facing down, top hand is facing down. You're letting go of your top hand, lifting up with your bottom. Letting go of the top, lift up with the bottom. Letting go of the top, lift up with the bottom. Letting go with the top, lifting up with the bottom. And in another piece of the song, we'll be moving forward to this. So you just walk with it. So turn up and step, turn up and step, turn back and step, turn back and step. So just keep in mind that you are letting go of the top, lifting up the bottom. Let go of top, lift up with bottom. And then when you're walking, step, lift up, step, lift up, step, lift up, step, lift up. So they are your first few moves that are going to be easy for the dance sequence. So now we're going to try and show you, anyone who doesn't know, how to hula hoop on the waist. So a lot of the kids will know how to do this, but maybe some of the adults will need a bit of help. So when you're hooping on the waist, the heavier your hoop is, the easier it will be to do. And also your hoop would need to be around up to your hip or above for it to be easier as well. So when you're hooping, people often think that it's a side to side motion, but it's not. It's actually a forward and back motion. So when the hoop meets this point of your belly, you're going to push forward. And when it meets your back, you're going to push back against it. So I'm right-handed. So when I am hooping, I will swing the hoop in an anti-clockwise direction. So to me, that's to my left. And then I will push forward and I will push back. So if you're right-handed, you will hold the hoop in both hands in a 9 and 3 position, and you will turn the hoop in an anti-clockwise direction, so to the left. And when the hoop hits here, you will push forward, and then when it hits here, it will push back. So give it some momentum, especially at the start, to try and get a good swing going so that you can get your movement. So you're going to push forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So my hips are moving forward and backwards. Sometimes a good trick to help with this is to put one foot in front of the other and do this kind of a motion. So if you're getting really stuck at getting this and the hoop keeps dropping, just try and swing and forward, back, and forward, back, and forward, back. So to the side, that will look like this. So as you can see, my knees are moving forward and back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So if it keeps dropping, again, go up a bit higher, get that swing momentum, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. For the kids who can already hoop on their waist, that's great. Try and do some breaks. And so while you're hooping, try and stop the hoop in your hand and then try and swing the other way, which is the opposite way. And then try and stop it in your hand going that way. And that's just some little extension for you guys to be a bit more advanced. Also a good game to play around the garden if you've got a buddy that has a hoop as well, or your brother or your sister, is each of you get a hoop and you go towards each other and try and knock each other's hoop. And that can be a fun little game. So if you can't hoop on the waist and you're just not getting it, that's okay. We will go through it, and you can also message me for some more tips or tricks on it. Some ideas, if it is slipping down, is to give your hip a little bit of a kink, going up the way, and then that can kind of get it back on your waist again. So to go through that, we have forward, back, forward, back. You're going to go to the left with the hoop. Always swing to the left, give it some momentum, and get your hooping going. Okay, so to go through what we have learned already, we're going to do the coin flip, twirling it in our hands. When we are comfortable, we are going to go out to the side. We're going to walk around in a circle. So keep trying to do that a couple of times. And then we stop and we have one hand in front of the other, one palm facing down and one palm facing up. And then we are going to do our pony hop, up, down, swapping our legs and our half crescent moon. And then we bring the hoop here and we have our steering wheel where we are having one hoop, one hand on top facing down and one hand facing up. And then we are going to do a swap from 12 to 6, 12 to 6, 12 and 6, 12 and 6, 12 and 6, trying to keep it as straight as possible keeping our arms as straight as possible as well, so that we don't drop the hoop down. And then we swap our hands, and our bottom hand is going to go and face the floor. Our top hand is going to stay where it is, but we're going to let go of our top hand, and our bottom hand is going to turn up for 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn up and move hand down. 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4. So, then when we're on the waist, we're going to move forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Okay.